Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. This is your teacher from IYS Schools. Today, you are going to take your English class once again. I hope you all are doing good and ready for taking your class successfully. First of all, let me know if you can listen to me properly by raising your hand. Please let me know. I'll be sure about it. Okay, it means you can listen to me. Instructions are once again the same. Listen to the lecture first properly and then ask questions after the completion of the lecture. I'll answer you for everything, but ask questions at the end. You should have your textbook and something, pencil or a pen, required stationery in your hand to write important points if you want to write. Open page number 19 of your textbook because you are going to learn a chapter from your textbook. So open page number 19. Assigned task you will do in your fair copy. Okay, so let's start what you are going to learn. The topic name is Mohenjo-daro. Page number 19. On page number 19 you can find it. So Mohenjo-daro is the name of the topic. Mohenjo-daro, as you know, you must have been heard about the place, or you must have been heard the name at least. It's the name of a place. So it means the chapter is about the place or the small city Mohenjo-daro. The first paragraph is about the location of Mohenjo-daro, when it was discovered. Where is Mohenjo-daro according to the paragraph? Mohenjo-daro is at a distance of 27 kilometers from Larkana, on the right bank and right corner of the river Indus. River Indus means river Sindh. Few people live there today, means beside the ruins of the Mohenjo-daro, the structures of the old structure of the city. How old it is? It is 4,500 years old. It was a large and a busy city. People were unknown about this city until 1922. It means Mohenjo-daro was discovered in 1922. How it was discovered? When some villagers, some laborers found pieces of old smooth pots, some pottery they found, some old bricks and objects they found at the place where now the city stands, the uncovered city stands. This is all about Mohenjo-daro. One more thing is the meaning of Mohenjo-daro. No one knows the actual name of the city, what the city was called by the people who would live in. Now the city has been named Mohenjo-daro. That means mound of the dead. Dead means the people who are not alive. Now it's the name which is given after its discovery in 1922. This is not the old name of the city. Okay. So the place is, the nearby city is Larkana, 27 kilometers away it is, and it is near the river Indus. Okay, I try to speak up if you can listen to me properly, beta. Now the second paragraph. The second paragraph is about the discovery of Mohenjo-daro. Who discovered Mohenjo-daro? As you have read in the first paragraph that old smooth pots and bricks or maybe other objects were found from the place. So these objects were brought to Sir John Marshall. Now, who was Sir John Marshall? Sir John Marshall was an English civil servant. Civil servant means government official or government servant, public servant. His work was to look after. Look after means take care. His work was to look after or take care or to arrange or to, the historical remains, the historical places like ancient buildings and other old things such as these pieces of pots and bricks. Actually, Sir John Marshall was an archaeologist. Archaeologists are the people who study old things or old places. He was himself very interested in history because he was an archaeologist, so he had interest in history, and he was anxious means very interested to find out about these remains, what these remains actually are, what is the story behind it. So when he looked at them, when he studied them professionally, as a professional, as an archaeologist, he studied these objects very carefully. And he at once knew that, at once means immediately, without any delay. He at once knew that these were very old pieces of pots and bricks. About the bricks, he said, the statement of Sir John Marshall is given here. Perhaps means maybe. There was once a town or a city which lies under these mounds and which remains under these mounds of clay and sand. An underground city might be there, he said. Let us dig here. Let us excavate here. Let us find out. Maybe we shall uncover, yani we shall find the remains of an old city. This is the statement by Sir John Marshall when he gave this statement by studying the old pieces of pots and bricks which were brought to him by the villagers. Sir John Marshall, one thing I'm telling you about Sir John Marshall is a very famous archaeologist. He also worked in the discovery of Harappa and other historical sites of British India, because it was 1922, it was not Pakistan, it was British India. Now the third paragraph. Third paragraph is telling us about the layout of the city, structures of the houses and the streets and overall. So the men started digging, and as they dug, more and more such pieces came up. It means that what Sir John Marshall had said, it was correct. There, bit by bit, means slowly and gradually, a city of straight roads and well-built houses came up, and it appeared on the land. You can imagine, yani we can understand how surprising and exciting it for the people of that time, because they could not think that there would be a city underground. This was just a land for them. They could just see the land before, but now they were watching, or they were experiencing a proper structure of a city. When they saw all this coming up from what they had so far taken to be only mounds of clay and sand, it was very obvious that they were surprised to see all that. Each house was made of large baked bricks. Baked means fired bricks, and had a bathroom and servant quarters. It means the houses were well planned. They had bathrooms. To have bathroom at that time is a sign or is a symbol of being developed or very rich. And servant quarters. Servant quarters means small room or houses for servants to live in, close by. So servant quarters means that there were servants at homes, and uh, who can afford servants? People who are rich, who are well off. Covered drains ran beside the streets. Yani the drainage system was covered. You can see still somewhere in Pakistan the drainage system is uncovered and very dirty. But before 4,500 years, it was very planned. It is again a symbol of development of the city, or being advanced. Even the streets were made of baked bricks. Yani that the streets were properly made. They were not improper, or they were not, what should I say? They were not properly. They were actually properly planned and properly made. Carts and other forms of transport could come right to the center of the town, and people also would use different kinds of transport of that time. They were carts, carts are commonly uh, carried out by animals, or dragged by different animals. You can still see the great hall where grain was stored. There was a great hall or a granary where it is speculated by the different archaeologists that this hall was for the storage of grain. There is a wide road in the middle of which was the shopping center with shops on both sides. Yani कि there was a road, there were proper shops on both sides of the road. This road continues on to the houses of the workmen. Workmen means laborers and common people, ordinary people who would work for other rich or the traders. This paragraph is again telling us that the city was a proper city of advanced urban planning. It is an example of advanced urban planning of that time. Now, the next paragraph is telling you about the people of Mohenjo-daro, what their professions were, what their activities were, and all. The people of this city must have been great traders. Traders means the people who buy and purchase goods. That is their business actually. With the river, why they were traders? Because they would live near river Indus. Yani they could travel easily. They could go from one place to another easily. That's why they would do trade. The countryside, yani the area which is used uh, growing crops. So the countryside must have been fertile. How? People came to know because wheat, rice, and cotton grew there. And one more time, okay, they would live near the river Indus, and the areas and the land near any river is commonly fertile. The farmers also kept cattle. They would also kept cattle. They would also keep cattles. Cattles include cows, buffaloes, goats, and all the animals which provide meat and milk. There were skilled craftsmen who worked in gold, silver, and ivory, and they would also aware of working in different metals. Clay dolls and cards were made for the children to play with, because they were aware of, they were skilled in gold, silver, and ivory, and they would also work in clay. So clay dolls and cards were used as toys for children. We also have an idea of the dresses worn by the ruling class, the priests, and the elders. Ruling class and the people who would rule the city, uh, or the priests, the religious leaders who were also considered very important. And sometimes the ruling class and the priest would have been same. And the priest would rule the regions. From the seals of many kinds that have been found there, how they came to know okay, what kind of dresses the people of Mohenjo-daro, especially the ruling class, the priests and the elders would wear, through the seals of many kinds. Seals are stamps which have different pictures and symbols on them. They also tell about the culture of any place. So they wore what kind of dresses they would wear? They wore long and loose dresses. Now, this is all about Mohenjo-daro or the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. Next paragraph is about the museum that is constructed near the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. Nearby is a museum where interesting objects, because there were many objects found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. They are very interesting. They tell their story actually. Found from Mohenjo-daro are on exhibition, are on display. These include examples of these objects are seals, means stamps, jewelry, toys, weapons, and painted pottery. Pottery includes pots and different articles made of fired clay, मिट्टी से बने हुए. The best find of Mohenjo-daro is the head of a bull. A head of a bull was found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. That is considered the best find of Mohenjo-daro. And this head of a bull was also used as a seal, as a stamp. A metal statue of a dancing girl has also been found. This metal statue is not in Pakistan. This metal statue is in the National Museum of India in Delhi, because it was 1922 when Mohenjo-daro was discovered. It was before partition. It is because of there are metal tools too. They were aware of metal work. So metal tools also were found. It is because of these metal objects that the probable age of the city is being given as about 4,400 years. Yani it is speculated that the city is 4,500 years old, because the metal objects tell about this age. The professionals can somehow surmise through the metal objects that how old they are. That's why they can calculate the age or the era of this city for a long time. Now, again, one more para is about overall life of the people of Mohenjo-daro, or it's a conclusion, you can say. For a long time, these people lived a happy life. The people of Mohenjo-daro were very developed. This was a developed city. It was a busy city. It was an advanced city. So the life of people was quite happy. They were content. They were quite rich and traveled from place to place on business, because they were traders. They would travel for their business or on pleasure. Also, they would travel on pleasure. It means that they could afford it because they were very rich. Commonly, people were rich in Mohenjo-daro. The city was well planned and clean. The structure is telling it, okay, the city is well planned. It's a proper urban planning or urban layout of a city. The ruins are telling actually. The rainwater did not remain on the streets. Again, one more sentence is telling you about the proper structure of the city or the system of the city. Okay, there was a proper system of drainage. We do not know what happened to them later. You know, how this city was destructed, how this city disappeared from the world, or it went underground. Either they were raided from the north or some great earthquake destroyed them. Many people somehow calculated that the city was destructed because of any natural disaster, or maybe it was a raid from the north. And there are some other stories associated with the destruction of the city, but nothing is yet confirmed. No one has yet been able to determine the meaning of the words written on the seals and on the pottery. You know, different signs and different pictures were used in the ancient times as a language, as a language, what should I say, as a language tool. You know, people would write through these symbols and signs. So these signs and symbols are still unknown and people could not understand. So the language of Mohenjo-daro is still unknown. Much could be learned if the language experts are able to decipher these words. Decipher means decode, or some very easy words you can say, uh, convert into a common or any language. If the language experts are able to decipher these words, so they will come to know about Mohenjo-daro more and more. Many interesting things they will come to know. Learned men and visitors. The last paragraph, many learned men, any people who are interested in archaeology or the archaeologists. Learned men and visitors often come to the site. They come not only from Pakistan, they come uh, from all over the world. They have great interest in this place. Let us hope that their efforts succeed in deciphering these words. We hope that the people would be able to decipher or understand the language written on the seals and other objects. We will then know a great deal more than we do not know about this dead civilization. We will come to know more about the sorry do not now about this dead civilization. Okay, we will come to know more about the Indus Valley civilization or Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro is a part of Indus Valley civilization, that is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and that has a great or a vast things in it, a great deal of learning in it. So you must have learned about the Indus Valley civilization. So this is all about Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro is an old place in Pakistan, an old city that is near Larkana, and it was found in 1922. So I think you have uh, got to know everything about Mohenjo-daro given in your chapter. Now, copy work, your homework I'm going to share with you. I hope you have got everything clearly. Okay, some pictures I'm going to share. This picture you can see on your book as well, page number 20. Okay, on the right, the statue of a dancing girl you can see. Acha, this statue of a dancing girl is not in Pakistan, I told you. This is in the National Museum of India, Delhi, and its replica is in Pakistan. Okay, this is the seal. You can see some pictures of animals and some signs, some language. One more seal, two more seals you can see. Okay, here this artifact is also very famous. This artifact is dubbed as a the priest king by the archaeologists. They named it the priest king. Okay, one more artifact you can see, or the cart. I think it's not the original cart; it's a replica, or it might be a sorry. I think it's a toy. Okay, okay, it's a toy for children to play with. So you can see these pictures are very interested. Okay, this picture you can clearly see the structure of the houses, and a well, I think it is, or some houses and streets. A proper structure you can see. It's very symmetrical. Now another picture. You can see the time rupee note. This note has been replaced. The picture has been changed, but few years later, it was in proper use. So you can see the picture of Mohenjo-daro was on this currency note. Okay, now the pictures I've shown you just for your interest and to know something more about the place. Words meaning. These are the words meaning I thought may be informative or may be helpful for you to understand better. Look after, it's a phrasal word. Look after means take care or keep under care. Remains, ruins, any object that is left unused. Ancient, very old, ancient times, you must have heard this word. Anxious, eagerly desirous or interested, as Sir John Marshall was interested in old things and places, bit by bit, in stages, gradually, slowly. Countryside, rural areas like village where grains where crops are grown. Priest, religious leader, especially in Christianity, the word is used, but priest common meaning of priest is religious leader. Probable, expected, likely to happen. Okay, pottery. Pottery includes pots, dishes, and other articles made of fired clay. Decipher, convert into common language, and or you can say decode. You need to understand the language or the signs, different symbols and signs. Ivory, a hard creamy white substance composing the main part of the tusks of an elephant. In Urdu we call it hati dant. Fertile, capable of producing abundant vegetation or crops. So I think these words are quite easy, but I just wrote for you. Take a screenshot quickly. Okay, take a screenshot that you will save these words properly and their meanings. Okay, now home assignment. Textual question answers. As commonly you do textual question answers after learning any text. Okay, you can see 8 questions on this slide. Okay, answer the following questions. Where is Mohenjo-daro situated? When was it discovered? Okay, these are the two parts of the question there are, but you will answer together. Who was Sir John Marshall? It's about Sir John Marshall. Who was he? The details of Sir John Marshall are given in your book as well. How were the houses in Mohenjo-daro constructed? You know, the layout of the houses or the structure of the houses you have to write down. What kind of life would the people of Mohenjo-daro live? What is the probable age of Mohenjo-daro? Probable age, you know very well, 4,500 years it is. And what kind of life, overall, what kind of life would the people of Mohenjo-daro live? What objects were found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro? And question number 6 says, what objects are kept in the Museum of Mohenjo-daro? Dear girls and boys, please be careful for doing these questions. Objects which were found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro are many. Okay? And objects are kept in the Museum of Mohenjo-daro, not Museum of the World, different museums of the world. Museum of Mohenjo-daro. So there is a difference. Every object found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro is not in this museum. These objects are conserved in different museums of the world, in India, in British, and in Pakistan. Okay, what occupations did the most people of Mohenjo-daro have? What were their occupations? What would they do for their living? What do you know about the language the people of Mohenjo-daro would speak? So, do you know something about the language? And according to the text given in your book, you will answer the questions successfully. And again, try to answer in 3 to 4 sentences, 3 to 4 lines. I'm not talking about 3 to 4 sentences you will use for answering successfully. Okay, some more work I'm giving you, textual blanks. I hope you have taken the screenshot of the questions. Okay, take a screenshot side by side quickly if I forget to tell you. These are 10 blanks. You can see, I'm not going to read it for you. Okay, now, except these 10, I'm giving you some more. Okay, take a screenshot quickly, girls and boys. Next slide, I'm going to show you with some more blanks. 15 blanks, actually, they are in total. I'm giving you 8 questions and 15 blanks. Okay, so this is your homework, and I have told you everything about. Okay, how will you work? You will make a title page, outline page, and then you will start with words meaning. Rewrite the words meaning will be better for you. Okay, question answers, and then lastly, you will do the textual blanks. Okay, do work neatly and carefully. Okay, girls and boys, this is all about Okay, these blanks, I'm showing you once again. Please take a screenshot. Mohenjo-daro or the Dash is one of the oldest cities in the world. Sir John Marshall was himself very interested in Dash and was Dash to find out about these remains. Each house was made of large baked bricks and had a dash closed by. Okay, dash ran beside the streets. Carts and other forms of dash could come right to the center of the town. You can still see the great hall where dash was stored. The people of this city must have been great dash. The countryside must have been dash, since dash rice and cotton grew there. There were skilled craftsmen who worked in dash and dash. Nearby is a museum where interesting objects found from Mohenjo-daro are on dash. Okay, the remaining five. The best find of Mohenjo-daro is the dash. It is because of these dash that the probable age of the city, probable means again likely to happen or expected age of the city is being given as about 4,500 years. They were quite rich and traveled from place to place on dash or on dash. Either they were raided from the north or some great dash destroyed them. They come not only from dash but also from all over the world. Okay, one more time I am showing you question answers. Take a screenshot if you haven't taken yet. Quickly take a screenshot of these 8 questions, and again I'm telling you answer in 3 to 4 sentences. And remember, there might be some more questions. These are the questions from 10 years, and I chose these questions because I thought okay, these are more important questions. Otherwise there might be other questions given to you in exams, or there might be other questions formed. So proper reading again and again, proper reading, proper understanding will help you to write the answers successfully, whatever the question is given to you about the text that you have learned. Okay, so proper reading again over again. Reading again over again will help you to learn properly. Okay, so take a screenshot of these questions once again. And last time I'm showing you the words meaning. Okay, take a screenshot of words meaning if you haven't taken yet. Everything I have shown you 2 times or 3 times. I think there should not be any problem for writing work in copy. Okay, this is all from my side. I hope you have got everything successfully and you will show good work, proper, excellent work, neat and clean work in your copy to your teachers, inshallah.